Hey there, fellow Americans. If you've been anxiously waiting for some financial relief, I've got some breaking news that you absolutely need to hear about. The IRS has just made a groundbreaking announcement that could put $1,800 in your pocket as early as March 6th, especially if you're receiving SSI, Ssdi, or you're a senior citizen. Before we dive into all the crucial details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates about stimulus payments and financial news that could impact your wallet. Let me break down this exciting development that's giving hope to millions of Americans who've been struggling to make ends meet. The Internal Revenue Service has just unveiled a new round of stimulus payments, and this time, they're specifically targeting some of our most vulnerable citizens. You might be wondering, why now? And do I qualify? Don't worry, I'm going to answer all your questions and walk you through everything you need to know about these upcoming payments. First, let's talk about why this is happening. The government has recognized that despite signs of economic recovery, many Americans, particularly those on fixed incomes like Social Security benefits, are still feeling the pinch of inflation and increased living costs. This $1,800 stimulus payment is designed to provide much-needed relief to these individuals and help them maintain their financial stability during these challenging times. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I know if I'm eligible? This is where it gets interesting. The primary focus of this stimulus payment is on individuals who receive SSI, Supplemental Security Income, Ssdi, Social Security Disability Insurance, and seniors who rely on Social Security retirement benefits. But what exactly does this mean for you? If you're currently receiving any of these benefits, you're likely already in the system and may be automatically eligible for this payment. Let's delve deeper into the qualification criteria. To be eligible for the full $1,800 payment, individuals must be current recipients of SSI, Ssdi, or Social Security retirement benefits as of February 2024. But here's something important you need to know: your income level from your most recent tax return will also play a role in determining your eligibility. Have you been wondering about the income thresholds? I'll explain that in detail. For individual filers, the full payment will be available to those with adjusted gross incomes of up to $75,000. For heads of household, that threshold increases to $112,500, and for married couples filing jointly, it goes up to $150,000. But don't worry, if you earn more than these amounts, you might still qualify for a reduced payment. The payment gradually phases out for higher income levels, and I'll explain exactly how that works. Here's something that many people have been asking about: what if I haven't filed taxes recently because my only income is from Social Security? This is a common concern, but I've got good news. The IRS has confirmed that they will use information from your Social Security Administration records to process these payments, similar to how they handled previous stimulus distributions. This means you likely won't need to take any additional action to receive your payment. Now, let's talk about the timeline, because I know this is what many of you are most interested in. The IRS has announced that the first wave of payments will begin dropping on March 6th. But here's something crucial you need to understand: not everyone will receive their payment on that exact date. The distributions will be rolled out in phases, and your payment date might depend on several factors, including how you typically receive your benefits. For those who have direct deposits set up with the IRS or Social Security Administration, you'll likely be among the first to receive your payment. If you're wondering why this matters, it's because direct deposit payments are typically processed much faster than paper checks or EIP cards. Haven't set up direct deposit yet? Don't worry, I'll explain how you can do that to potentially speed up your payment. Many of you might be wondering, what about dependents? This is an important question, especially for those who care for disabled adult children or elderly parents. The IRS has included provisions for dependent payments in this stimulus package, but the rules are specific and you'll need to understand how they apply to your situation. Let's address another common question: what if I receive both Ssdi and SSI? This is known as concurrent benefits, and yes, you will still be eligible for the stimulus payment. However, you'll receive only one payment of $1,800, not separate payments for each benefit type. It's important to understand this to avoid any confusion when the payments start rolling out. The payment method is another crucial aspect you need to know about. If you're currently receiving your Social Security benefits via Direct Express card, your stimulus payment will likely be deposited the same way. For those receiving paper checks for their benefits, The stimulus payment will follow the same format, though it may take a few weeks longer to arrive. Here's something vital that many people overlook: you need to ensure your address is current with the Social Security Administration if you've moved recently. Why is this important? Even if you're set up for direct deposit, the IRS will still send important notices to your address of record. Don't risk missing out on important information or potential delays in your payment due to outdated information. Now, let's discuss what you can do while waiting for your payment. First, make sure you have a My Social Security account set up online. This will allow you to track your payment and verify your information is correct. Not sure how to set this up? Don't worry, it's a straightforward process that I'll guide you through. Many of you might be concerned about how this payment could affect your eligibility for other benefits. This is a valid concern, but I have good news: the IRS has confirmed that these stimulus payments will not count as income for determining eligibility for federal benefit programs. This means your SSI, Ssdi, Medicare, or Medicaid benefits won't be affected by receiving this payment. What about taxes? This is another common question, and I'm happy to tell you that, like previous stimulus payments, this $1,800 payment will not be considered taxable income. You won't need to report it on your tax return, and it won't affect your tax refund or tax liability for the year. For those of you who are caregivers or representatives for benefit recipients, you might be wondering about your role in this process. If you're a representative payee for someone who receives SSI or Ssdi, the payment will be sent to you on behalf of your beneficiary. However, remember that this money is for the benefit recipient's use, and you must use it in their best interest. Let's talk about potential delays or issues you might encounter. While the IRS has announced March 6th as the start date for payments, various factors could affect when you actually receive your money. What should you do if your payment seems delayed? I'll explain the steps you can take and who to contact if you need assistance. Some of you might be asking about additional support beyond this stimulus payment. It's worth noting that various state and local programs might offer additional assistance. While this federal stimulus is significant, don't overlook other resources that might be available to you. I'll share some information about how to find and apply for these additional support programs. Here's something important to keep in mind: scammers often try to take advantage of situations like this. Be vigilant about protecting your personal information. The IRS will not call, email, or text you asking for personal or banking information related to these stimulus payments. If someone contacts you claiming to be from the IRS and asks for this information, it's likely a scam. As we wrap up, let me remind you of the key dates and actions you might need to take. Mark March 6th on your calendar as the start of the distribution process, but remember that your actual payment date may vary. Keep an eye on your bank account or mail delivery, depending on how you typically receive your benefits. For those who haven't received previous stimulus payments, this might be your opportunity to get caught up. The IRS has procedures in place for claiming missed payments, and I'll explain how you can check if you're owed any previous stimulus money and how to claim it if you are. Remember, staying informed is crucial during this process. That's why I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I'll be providing regular updates as more information becomes available about these stimulus payments and other financial news that affects SSI, Ssdi, and senior recipients. Before you go, take a moment to like this video and share it with anyone you know who might benefit from this information. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. I read and respond to as many as I can. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the bell icon to ensure you don't miss any updates about these payments or other financial news that could affect you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more updates on stimulus payments and financial news that matters to you. Stay tuned, stay informed, and most importantly, stay hopeful. Help is on the way.